This is the story of the Hinterkaifeck Murders. In 1922, on a remote farm in Bavaria, Germany, an entire family was murdered in a way that still deeply unsettles investigators today. The farm was called Hinterkaifeck. It stood alone near the edge of a forest, far from nearby villages, surrounded by silence. The Gruber family lived there, and in the weeks before the murders, they believed someone was watching them. Footprints began appearing in the snow. They came from the forest and led directly to the house. There were no footprints leading back. Soon after, the family started hearing footsteps in the attic at night. When they searched, they found nothing. No intruder. No signs of entry. Keys went missing. Tools were moved. Doors were found unlocked in the morning. The family reported these events, but no investigation followed. On the night of March 31, 1922, something drew the family into the barn. One by one, they entered. No one knows exactly how. Inside the barn, each victim was attacked with a heavy farming tool called a mattock. The attacks were deliberate and controlled. Afterward, the bodies were dragged into a corner, stacked, and covered with hay. Then the killer entered the house. The maid was murdered in her room. The youngest child was killed in her bed. There were no signs of a struggle. But the most disturbing part came after. The killer stayed on the farm. For several days, the animals were fed. Meals were prepared. Smoke rose from the chimney. Neighbors passed by and assumed the family was still alive. When the bodies were finally discovered, investigators found food remnants and signs of recent activity inside the house. Nothing valuable was stolen. The murder weapon was found on the property. There was no forced entry. Hundreds of people were questioned. No one was arrested. To this day, no one knows who committed the murders or why the killer stayed afterward. The farm was eventually torn down. Nothing stands there now. But the story remains. Because someone lived among the dead, walked away, and was never identified. This was real. And the killer was never caught. Follow for more real-life horror stories, where what happened is far more disturbing than fiction.